So guys, what's up? As you can see, it's nice and sunny, but I just got off a call with one of our private clients, and this was such a good call that I figured it would be good for you guys to get the insights, because this is just one of those coaching calls that I'm like, if this information gets out to the public, so many more people will just crush it on LinkedIn, right? Because that's all what I talk about, like lead gen and client acquisition on LinkedIn, like signing high ticket clients on the platform. So in this video, guys, I'm going over three main concepts that I discussed with my private client. And one is very tactical, one is very easy to understand, but especially the third one, which I will expand on in a second, that's just one of those lessons that if I personally would have known that earlier, it would have saved me so much money, so much time, so much pain. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this message to so many people, because I'm like, man, if you can just understand this one part, everything becomes so much easy. So the first one, guys, it's very freaking practical. Like if you look at LinkedIn content, the first thing you will notice is the hook, right? Like the first two lines. And writing hooks is so hard for people. Why do I know that? Well, first of all, I struggled for many years with that as well. But also, like every time that I see or review content of our clients, the hook is just shit. And at the same time, when I scroll the feed, like usually the content is like the hook is very hard. And for me, or like not very hard, but like it's very bad, right? Which makes getting views, signing clients very hard. And it wasn't until I installed two core rules, two non-negotiables, that not only my own post went consistently viral, every time that my clients implement this rule, their content just starts performing so much better. And let's be honest, like if your content doesn't perform, if no one sees your actual content, it's very hard to start sales conversations, it's very hard to book calls, and it's very hard to sign clients via the platform, right? So the first rule, guys, the first rule in terms of hooks is that the first line always needs to be under 59 characters. 59 characters means that it's being shown on one line on most, or like if all mobile cell phones. So that's number one. Why is that so important? Well, it forces you to have constraints in the post. So it forces you to remove the fluff and only say what you have to say. And then rule number two, guys, in terms of the hooks, is that you want to implement one or two keywords. The more the better, obviously, but with a good hook, you just want to make it so clear for your audience to understand what the hook is all about. If you go through all of my LinkedIn content, you will see that I always have LinkedIn as a keyword. I have leads as a keyword. Currently, I'm having a lot of ChatGPT, Claude, Nano Banana, like the tools that I'm using, because I know that these keywords draw in the people that are interested in that. So guys, if you apply these two rules to your LinkedIn content, to your LinkedIn hooks, trust me, your content will become so much more better. Because if you cram the first line under 59 characters, and this is just a non-negotiable, guys, even for myself, it has to be under 59 characters. Trust me, do this alone and your content will go much more, like work way better. Then the second thing, make sure to figure out, okay, what's the keyword? What is one of those keywords that you use and that your clients understand as well? So for example, with the conversation that I had with my client this morning, his keywords are data, marketing, and I think we talked about like Claude. I think that's also something he spends a lot about in his business. So infuse those in your hooks. So that's the first, guys. Very practical advice on hooks. And honestly, this is one of those key lessons that I wish I had learned before. So 4 minutes in, you already got a massive win. Make sure to implement this. Like, trust me, guys, this alone, like implementing these two rules, will improve your content massively. Then the second one, and this is one of a meta one, like you might have already understood why I started with hooks, because I'm a content first guy. Like, content is just the ultimate levers. And that's the rule number two. That's the second thing from the coaching call with this client this morning. I'm like, hey, obviously it's important to send connection requests, to add people to your network, especially if you have less than 1,000 or 2,000 followers. Sure, connect with the right people, because on LinkedIn you can send up to 200 connection requests a week. Imagine if 50% of those people accept your connection request. It means that you're growing your audience with 100 ICP fit people per week. Do that for 3 months, that's 1,200 people, right? If you run the math. So that's cool, of course, obviously, but content is the best lever you can pull. Like I can spend an hour connecting with people, or I can spend an hour on a post that has the opportunity, has the upside, has the potential to reach hundreds of thousands of people. Why do I know that? Well, currently with my content, I'm reaching over 500,000 people per week. I have posts that go viral with over 300,000 impressions per post, and it takes me like roughly like an hour to post. What is this exact post that I'm using for this? Well, guys, it's a lead magnet. So if you go to my LinkedIn profile, if you go to my LinkedIn content, you will see that the post, I'm sharing a resource, and in order for people to get the resource, they have to comment. So that opens a viral loophole, because more people see this post, the more people comment, the more it gets shown to more people. So it creates this viral flywheel. Plus, all these people, I'm sharing the resource, I'm sharing value, I'm helping them solve a specific problem. I'm getting all these people in my email list, and I can nurture them with all of my other content, for example, some of my YouTube content. But guys, this is the ultimate lever I can pull as a business owner, because I'm not a full-time content creator, and neither are you. So if you're spending more than 10 hours per week, or even like more than 5 hours per week on your content, and you're getting like 2,000 views, you're doing something wrong, guys. So on the rest of my channel, you will see a lot of the content around lead magnets specifically. But guys, it's 2026, it's March that I'm recording this video. Lead magnets are just still the #1 traffic channel on LinkedIn. Like the leverage you have with this is insane. Like I can literally see the difference between a normal post, let's say an authority post or a personal post. It has like roughly 3,000 impressions, a good one. But then I have a good lead magnet post, and it has the upside, the potential to go to 300,000 impressions. Plus, it fills my pipeline with leads for weeks, if not months. So this is exactly what I told my client this morning. I'm like, hey, let's make sure to connect with the right people, but let's put our eggs into the lead magnet bucket. And this is exactly what we did on this coaching call, because besides him, like me coaching him, we built the newest Claude workflow into his business. So for context, I built a series of Claude skills, which is basically like an extract of my brain, because I've written so many lead magnet posts. I go viral like 40% of the time. Like I said, I've over 500, 600, 700,000 impressions per week. So I know how this shit works. So I put everything in a Claude skill set. I gave them to my client. He installed it into his Claude environment, and now he just has the machine to run with this machine in terms of getting leads and understanding how the game works. And then the last one, guys, and I wrote it on my post-it note here, old school post-it notes. This is one that I wish I had learned earlier. Stop resetting the clock. And what I mean with that is that in this coaching call with my client, he was just going back and forth on his ICP and his offer doc and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, yo, I understand it's good for now, but every time that you make a change, every time that you have to change a little bit, like not this ICP, or this ICP, you restart the clock. So the timer is running, and every time you go back to zero. And trust me, guys, I've done this so many times that I changed my headline, or I changed who I was serving, or even I changed my offer so many times. And every time you reset the clock. So you basically have to start building trust, and reputation, and credibility with your audience again. And it might be boring to just run with one positioning and one offer, but especially if you know it works, like you're an expert, right? Like you have 10, 15, 20 years even of experience working with your clients. You know this shit works, right? So why are you changing your headline or your banner or your profile or your LinkedIn stuff every single week? Based on what? Based on a gut feel? Based on someone tells you something? No, stick with something, because it's hard to understand how much momentum you're losing is every time you start back from scratch. And trust me, guys, like in hindsight, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I've made so far. And every time that my client or some of our other clients comes to us and like, hey, I want to change X, Y, and Z, I'm like, cool, show me the data. Convince me why we should make this change. If not, let's stick with this, because momentum builds. Momentum keeps compounding, and it's way more important, way more valuable to have this than to change or like pursue an urge because you think you need to change something. Well, guys, if you made it till the end of the video, I appreciate you a lot. Check out the full system below. It